अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद्देवांगे श्री ऐसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।
जय।
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय।
जय।
श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपी नाथ श्यामा कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय।
जय।
मथुरापुरी धाम की जय।
जय।
वृंदावन धाम की जय।
जय।
मायापुर धाम की जय। नवद्वीप धाम की जय।
जय।
गंगा माई जमुना माई की जय।
जय।
तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की जय। श्याम वेद भक्त वृंद की जय।
जय।
गौर प्रेमानंदे।
हरि हरि बोल।
All glories to assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga.
Hare Hare Bol.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jaya mudiraye shunvatam swakatah Krishna punya shravana kirtanah hridyantasto hi abhadrani vidanoti sarvasatam nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati nashtuki. Hare Krishna, we are reading today Canto 1, Chapter 9, entitled The Passing Away of Bhishmadev, and text number 39. So I will recite it 3 times. Vijaya Ratha Kutumba Atatotre Dratahaya Rashmin Tacha Kshiye Kshaniye Bhagavati Rati Astu Me Mamurshorya Yama Iha Nirakshaya Hata Gataha Swarupam Vijaya Ratha Kutumba Atratotre Dratahaya Rashmin Tacha Kshiye Kshaniye Bhagavati Rati Astu Me Mumurshorya Shora Yama Iha Nirakshaya Hata Gataha Swarupam Vijaya Ratha Kutumba Attatotre Dratahaya Rashmin Tacha Kshiye Kshaniye Bhagavati Rati Astu Me Mumurshor Yama Iha Nirakshaya Hata Gataha Swarupam. Please recite.
Hare Krishna. Vijaya Ratha Kutamba Atta Totra Ditra Haya Rashmini Tachri Yekshani Bhagavati Ratir Astrume Mamusor Yam Ahi Norikshaya Hatha Gata Swarupam. Hare Krishna, thank you.
Vijaya Ratha Kutumba Atatotre Drutahaya Rashmini Tachriekshaniye Bhagavati Rathirastu Me Mumurshor Yam Iha Nirikshya Hata Gata Swarupam.
Vijayarata Kutumba Attatotre Dhritahya Rashmini Tachre Kshaniya Bhagavati Ratir Astu Me Mumutshor Yam Iha Dirikshaya Hatagata Swarupam.
Hare Krishna. Vijayarata Kutumba Tratotre Ditahaya Rashmishmi Takchikriye Saniye Bhagavati Ratirastume Mumurso Yamihani Riksha Hatagata Sarupam.
Hare Krishna. Vijaya Ratha Kutumbha Atra Trotre Drita Haya Rashmini Tak Chiriakshani Bhagavati Ratirastu Me Mumursho Yam Iha Niriksha Hata Gataha Shwarupam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Vijayarat kutumba at totre dito haya rashmini pachchri yakshani Bhagavati rati rastu me mumurchor yamahiha nirikshaya atagata swapam.
Hare Krishna. Vijaya Ratha Kutumba Atata Totre Dita Haya Rasmini Tatatraksheya Chadiya Bhagavati Ratastu Me Mumurso Yamiha Nirikshaya Hata Gata Sarupam. Hare Krishna.
Anyone else like to cite? Okay, then I'll recite. Thank you for reciting. Vijayarat kutum atratotre dratahaya rashmini tak shriye kshaniye bhagavati ratirastu me mumursho yam iya nirikshya hata gata swarupam. Translation, synonyms and translation by Srila Prabhupada. Vijaya, Arjun, Ratha, chariot, Kutumbe, the object of protection at all risk, At Totre, with a whip in the right hand, Drathaya, controlling the horses, Rashmini, ropes, Tat Shriya, beautifully standing, Ikshaniye, to look at, Bhagavati, unto the personality of Godhead, Ratir Astuhu, let my attraction be, may my Mumursho, one who is about to die, Yam, upon whom, Iha in this world, Nirikshaya, by looking, Hata, those who died, Gataha, attained, Swarupam, original form. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Abhay Chanaran Bhakti-Danda Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. At the moment of death, let my ultimate attraction be to Shri Krishna, the personality of Godhead. I concentrate my mind upon the chariot driver of Arjun, who stood with a whip in his right hand and a bridle rope in his left, who was very careful to give protection to Arjuna's chariot by all means. Those who saw him on the battlefield of Kurukshetra attained their original forms after death. A pure devotee of the Lord constantly sees the presence of Lord within himself because of being transcendently related by loving service. Such a pure devotee cannot forget the Lord for a moment. This is called trance. The mystic yogi tries to concentrate upon the supersoul by controlling the senses from all other engagements. And thus, he ultimately attains samadhi. A devotee more easily attains samadhi or trance by constantly remembering the Lord's personal feature along with his holy name, fame, pastimes, etc. Therefore, the concentration of mystic yogi and that of the devotee are not on the same level. The concentration on the mystic is mechanical, whereas that of pure devotee is natural in pure love and spontaneous affection. The concentration on the mystic is mechanical, whereas that of pure devotee is natural in pure love and spontaneous affection. Therefore, the concentration of mystic yogi and that of the devotee are not on the same level. The concentration on the mystic is mechanical, whereas that of pure devotee is natural in pure love and spontaneous affection. Bhishma Dev was a pure devotee, and as a military marshal, he constantly remembered the battlefield feature of the Lord as Partha Sarti, the chariot driver of the Arjuna. Therefore, the Lord's pastime as Partha Sarti is also eternal. The pastimes of the Lord, beginning from his birth at the prison house at Kamsa up to the Mosa Leela at the end, all move one after another in all the universes. Just as a clock hand moves from one point to another. And in such pastimes, he associates like the Pandavas and Bhima are constant, Bhishma are constant eternal companions. So Bhishma Dev never forgot the beautiful feature of Lord as Partha Sarti, which even Arjuna could not see. Arjuna was behind the beautiful Partha Sarti, while Bhishma Dev was just in front of the Lord. As far as military feature of the Lord is concerned, Bhishma Dev observed this with more relish than Arjuna. All the soldiers and persons on the battlefield of Kurukshetra attained their original spiritual form like the Lord after their death, because by the causeless mercy of the Lord, they were able to see him face to face on that occasion. The conditioned souls rotating in the evolutionary cycle from the aquatics up to the form of Brahma are all in the form of Maya, or the form obtained by one's own actions and awards by material nature. The material forms of the conditioned souls are all foreign dresses. And when the conditioned soul becomes liberated from the clutches of material energy, he attains his original form. The impersonalists want to attain the impersonal Brahman effulgence of the Lord, but that is not at all congenial to the living sparks, parts and parcels of the Lord. Therefore, the impersonalists again fall down and get material forms, which are all false to the spirit soul. A spiritual form like the Lord's, even either two-handed or four-handed, is attained by the devotees of the Lord either in the Vakunthas or in Golok planet. According to the original nature of the soul, this form, which is 100% spiritual, is the Swarupa of the living being, and all the living beings who participated on the battle of Kurukshetra on both sides attained their Swarupa as confirmed by Bhishma Dev. So Lord Shri Krishna was not merciful only to the Pandavas, he was also merciful to the other parties, because all of them attained the same result. Bhishma Dev wanted the same facility also, and that was his prayer to the Lord. Although his position as an associate of the Lord is assured in all circumstances, the conclusion is that whoever dies looking on the personality of Godhead within or without attains his Swarupa, which is the highest perfection of life. Om Ajnana Timiradasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swam Rupa Kadamaham Dadati Swapadantigam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Apadikam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajim Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahaganita Shri Vishakhanvitam Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti-Vedanta Swaminiti Namne Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Prachane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshadarane Namo Mahavadanya Hai Krishna Prem Pradayate Krishna Hai Krishna Chaitanya Namne Guratva Shanama Panchatattvatmakam Krishna Bhakta Rupa Surupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhubheva Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastude Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishbhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityanand Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Yam Pravajantam Manupetam Apeta Krityam Dvepayano Virkata Rajuha Putreti Tanmayataya Tarvo Benedustam Sarvbhutirayam Munim Anato Asmi Yaswanubhavam Akil Shruti Saramekam Adhyatma Deepam Matitrishtam Tamannam Samsarinam Karunaya Purana Bhuyam Tam Vyasudumupiyami Gurumuninam Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaivanottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaimudirit Shanamatam Swakatha Krishna Panya Shana Kirtana Radantaistu Bhadradi Vidanoti Susnam Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagava Sevya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki. Hare Krishna. So this is a chapter where we are discussing about the passing away of Bhishma Dev. Mataji, is it possible to share the screen, because I'm going to read and go through the purport? Yeah, thank you. So if you see this verse, it talks about like what should be the state of mind at the time of leaving the body. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that Mrityu Sarvarascha Aham means like if people or a living entity accepts Krishna and surrender to Krishna before leaving this body, then his object of attraction will become Krishna, and then he will remember Krishna at the time of leaving the body. But if somebody if they do not accept Krishna as the object of attraction, then Krishna comes in the form of death and takes away everything, whatever we have in our possession. And here, like Bhishma Dev is basically pointing out very important point here is that he is saying that let my attraction, ultimate attraction, like Prabhupada translated here, let my ultimate attraction be on Sri Krishna, personality of God, means undeviated one-pointed attraction. You don't want anything else to think at the time of leaving the body. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that, Antakalecha mameva smaran muktava kalevram ya paryati samadbhavam yati nasti atra samshaya. So it is very, very important that whatever a person think at the time of leaving the body, in the next verse Krishna says yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tajjantanta kalevram tam tam eviti kontya sada tad bhav bhavita. Whatever state of mind a person has at the time of leaving the body, he will achieve that state without a doubt. Ata samshaya, there is no doubt. So if we see our whole life, whatever we do, right? Whatever we do the whole life, ultimately being tested at the time of leaving the body. The whole life we are doing all those sorts of activity, but what is our state of mind at the time of leaving the body? That is very, very important point. Like say if you see in a game of a soccer, you have a very good team, or maybe football, right? You have a very good team and you are playing wonderfully. You are having the possession of ball with you most of the time in the game. But if you cannot hit touch point, if you cannot score goals, you are going to lose the game, right? People will say, yeah, you fought very nicely, but again, you didn't win the game, right? So ultimate point is at the end, how we are going to perform. How we are going to perform at the time of leaving the body. So what should be a state of mind at that time? So we have several examples in the Shastra actually to confirm this point that whatever a person thinks at the end of his life, he will achieve that state without a doubt. So here, like Bhishma Dev, he wanted to take that opportunity. He was waiting. He was waiting there in the battlefield of Kurukshetra for so many days. So he's in the bed of arrows. He was not giving up his body. Even though his father gave him the this benediction that you will leave the body only when you want. Only when you want. So we can see that this kind of facility is not available to any of us, right? He has a special facility that he can leave when he want. But death is sure. Death is sure. It's not that Bhishma Dev is saying, okay, now I can live at any point of time, so I'm going to live in eternally here. So everyone has to die. That is for sure. So, but he has a power that when he is going to leave the body. So he could have lived on the same day when Arjuna like threw the arrow on his body, right? But he decided at that time not to leave, and he was staying on this like a bed of arrows, and he was specially waiting for Lord Krishna. Actually, from this purport, we can see that he's a pure devotee. Srila Prabhupada says that like Bhishma Devi is a pure devotee, and pure devotees constantly want to see the Lord. So here, that's why he's requesting that, like, why he's requesting when Sri Krishna is already standing in front of him. Krishna is already standing in front of him and he's offering prayer, but he's telling his mind, his mati, he's actually giving direction to his mati that let my ultimate attraction be Sri Krishna only. Don't go here and there, just stay at one place right now. Just stay at one place. So he don't want to take his attraction to anywhere right now. And then he's saying that I concentrate my mind upon the chariot driver of Arjuna, who stood with a whip in his right hand and a bridle rope in his left, who was very careful to give protection to Arjuna's chariot by all means. Now, this is a special form of Krishna. It's called Partha Sarti. So Partha Sarti is basically the chariot driver of Arjuna. So we know that, like, before the battlefield of like Kurukshetra, Arjuna and Duryodhana both actually went to Dwarka to ask Krishna help. Like Krishna, like, he is the cousin brother of Arjuna, and he's also the a relative of Duryodhana, because Duryodhana's daughter married to Krishna's son. So they are relatives, and they are like both Kshatriyas. So from that perspective also, and their family have very close relationship with both Pandavas and Kauravas. Right? So when they went to Krishna for help, Arjuna and Duryodhana, so Krishna asked Arjuna, you ask, because you came, I see you first, so you ask what you need from me. Then Arjuna said that, Krishna, I came here to please come on my side and give us advice, or please come on our side and help us. Krishna says that, like, I'm not going to fight in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. I'm not going to fight. And if I'll go on your side, but I'm going to give like one Akshani army to the other person. So he put two conditions, like either you take me or either you take one Akshani army. But Arjuna chose Krishna. Duryodhana was very happy to take the army, and he left. But Arjuna chose Krishna because he said that, Krishna, if you are on my side, I don't need any army, I can defeat the whole world. So by that shows love of Arjuna towards Krishna. And then because of that, Krishna accepted the menial service of chariot driver. He became the chariot driver of Arjuna, and he took the command of Arjuna's chariot in the whole battlefield of Kurukshetra. And how Krishna took the command, we can see in the very first day that Krishna instructed Arjuna with great knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So very first day, like, Krishna actually gave this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. And then from that onward till the end, Krishna protected the Arjuna's chariot, not even Arjuna, the whole Arjuna's chariot as a great shield. Like in Mahabharata, like it's mentioned that on the other side of on the Kaurava side, there are many great fighters. They were ready to fight with Arjuna with great weapons, and they have done great penances to achieve those very strong weapons, and they all throw those weapons on Arjuna's chariot. But none of those weapons were able to affect Arjuna's chariot at all. And then, like, it's mentioned that, like, when at the end of Mahabharata, at the end of Mahabharata, and then at the end of the Mahabharata, Krishna told Arjuna to get down first. Generally, what happened is a driver or a chariot driver used to get down first, and then the Arjuna used to come. This is a common thing, like the driver come first and then the passenger, right? But on the last day, Krishna said that Arjuna, you get down first, and then I'll come next. Then Arjuna get down first, and then and Krishna came, and then suddenly the whole chariot burned into ashes. Then Arjuna was shocked. What happened? Then Krishna told that many fighters, they threw great weapons on the chariot, and they are all very powerful weapons. But because I was standing on the chariot, their effect was delayed. Now their effect came into picture, and the whole chariot got burned into ashes. And it is also mentioned that one time, like Arjuna was basically fighting, and he was a little sweating. He was a little sweating, so he just start taking out his sweat. So then Krishna saw that, like that Arjuna is basically like a little tired, and any arrow can actually hit Arjuna, right? So then Krishna said, like, Arjuna, what you're doing? Don't take rest, because people are basically waiting to fight with him. And Krishna was used to take command at that time. He never left Arjuna unprotected in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So that's why here it's mentioned that Srila Prabhupada mentioned that very careful. He was very careful to give protection to Arjuna's chariot by all means. And one of the incident was like when this Karna, he actually threw a weapon with this snake, which is basically like in the arrow he put the snake, and actually he threw that arrow to Arjuna. Then Krishna saw that Arjuna is little like he's not alert, and that arrow is going to hit his head. So then Krishna, he pressed the chariot, and the chariot because of pressing the chariot, all the horses, they kneel down, and the chariot goes little down, and then arrow actually, instead of hitting his head, just hit his like at the top, and then gone. And Arjuna protected Arjuna at that time. So these are the things like where Krishna protected Arjuna. So here in the purport, like we'll read, like in the first section, Srila Prabhupada actually compares concentration of a yogi and concentration of a pure devotee. What is the difference between a yogi and a pure devotee? Generally, we use this term Bhakti-Yogi. Actually, we are not yogi, we are devotees. Yogi is basically is a different way, like where you are practicing some kind of sadhana to mechanically try to fix your mind. So here Srila says that a pure devotee of Lord constantly sees presence of the Lord within himself because of being transcendently related by loving service. So pure devotees, they always see Krishna in their heart. Santa Sadev Hardeshu Vilokayanti. In Brahma Samhita, Lord Brahma says, Santa Sadev Hardeshu Vilokayanti. The devotees always see Krishna in their heart. Such a pure devotee cannot forget Lord for a moment. Even we say that, like Arjuna, he was such a pure devotee that even in the night, when he was sleeping, he's chanting Krishna's name. While he was sleeping. So that is the point, is that how we can remember Krishna 24/7 is that an example is Arjuna. Tasma sarveshu kaleshu ma manusmar yuddhacha. Krishna says to Arjuna, you fight the battlefield. You fight in this battle by always remembering. And that's because internally, externally Arjuna was engaged in battle, but internally he was always chanting Krishna's name, even in his sleeping position, right? So this is called trance, samadhi. Always focusing on Krishna. And then Krishna Prabhupada says that mystic yogi tries to concentrate upon super soul by controlling his senses from all other engagement, and thus he ultimately attains samadhi. So there is a eightfold process: yama, niyama, asana, pranayam, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. So there are eightfold process which basically takes person to a samadhi, but that's a mechanical process. Here she was say that a devotee more easily attains samadhi or trance by constantly remembering Lord's personal feature along with his holy name, fame, pastimes, etc. So devotee actually can remember Krishna either by chanting the holy name of the Lord 24/7. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Krishna is vibrating on our tongue. Krishna is actually dancing on our tongue when we are chanting the holy name of the Lord. Or we can actually remember Krishna's pastimes, Leela Katha. We can remember Krishna's qualities. All those kind of things we can do it. So therefore, here Prabhupada says that the concentration of mystic yogi and that of devotee are not on the same level. Because of the devotees remember Krishna out of love. Like we see in Vrindavan pastime, Mother Yashoda churning the butter for Krishna. Like Krishna was there in the other room, but she was churning butter and then remembering Krishna. So we can all do that while making chapati for the Lord, while making like cooking, while cleaning the house. This is the natural way of remembering Krishna very easily. It is very natural. Like I don't like most of the people in villages in India. Like nowadays, I don't think that is there, but in villages there are lok geet. Like generally we have like songs which are basically like famous songs or some other songs which are like popular here and there. But there are songs which are local to that area. Like this is called lok geet. In like most of the lok geets in India are mostly either on Krishna or Lord Ram or those kind of things. And all the Matajis, when they used to work their household things, they used to chant this. They used to sing this kind of those songs. They are called lok geet, and that is very natural way of remembering Krishna. So that's why Prabhupada said that they are on different level. The concentration of mystic is mechanical, whereas that of pure devotee is natural and pure love and spontaneous affection. And Bhishma Dev was a pure devotee, and as a military marshal, he constantly remembered battlefield feature of Lord as Partha Sarti, the chariot driver of Arjuna. See, this form of chariot driver of Arjuna, Krishna, even Krishna, Arjuna could not see because Arjuna is on the other side. And when this Bhishma Dev, he was seeing that Krishna, that how eager Krishna is to protect his devotee. He's on his one hand, he's basically like has a rein of the horses. The other hand, he has this whip, and then from his mouth he's saying, "Go, do." Krishna is like constantly, go this side, go that side, because see, it's a battlefield. It's not that you put on a cruise and driving in the car on turnpike. That's all. Sit down, relax. It's not like that. The battlefield. Anyone can shoot arrow from anywhere. Because suppose Arjuna is fighting with one person, other person can attack Arjuna, right? Because there are many people. See, they were like, you can't expect that person to be like, following dharma and only one person fighting with one person. We see, like when Abhimanyu was fighting, 7 great fighters, they were fighting alone with Abhimanyu. So anything could have happened. So, but if Arjuna is engaged in fighting with one fighter, Krishna was seeing if other fighter is throwing weapon or not. So he was protecting from that side. So it is the duty of chariot driver to protect the his person who is on the chariot. So for that, he was doing so great effort. Krishna was constantly working to protect Arjuna at that time, and that Bhishma Dev could see. He was seeing that how eager Arjuna, like Krishna is, how concentrating, how much he's focused on protecting Arjuna. So that when he saw that, his heart melted. Bhishma Dev saying, "Oh my Lord, see this my Lord Krishna is so Bhakta Vatsala. He's so Bhakta Vatsala that he's protecting his devotee so much." So that's why here Prabhupada says that the pastime, therefore the Lord's pastime is Partha Sarti is also eternal. The pastime of the Lord beginning from his birth at the prison out of Kansa after the Mausa Leela at the end, all move one after another in the all universes, just like clock hence moves from one point to another. So this is another point Prabhupada mentioned, that these pastimes, whatever happened, even Mahabharata pastimes, they are all eternal. They are not that only Mahabharata happened now and then it's not going to happen. So once Krishna finishes pastimes here in this universe, it moves on somewhere else, but it keeps moving on. And in such pastimes, associates like Pandava and Bhishma are constant eternal companions. So here also Prabhupada confirmed that Pandavas and Bhishma, they actually eternal associates of the Lord. They are not ordinary people like you and like they are not ordinary people. They are coming directly from spiritual world to assist Krishna in his pastimes. So that's why he says, so Bhishma Dev never forgot the beautiful feature of Lord as Partha Sarti, which even Arjuna could not see. So this Partha Sarti form is specially for Bhishma, especially for Bhishma Dev, because he could see how Krishna is so much showing the loving service for his devotee. Arjuna was behind a beautiful Partha Sarti, while Bhishma Dev was just in front of the Lord. As far as military feature of the Lord is concerned, Bhishma Dev observed this with more relish than Arjuna. So that's what the form he want to focus on. This is the form for Bhishma Dev to focus. Yeah. So this is this Partha Sarti form. He cherished that in the battlefield, and then he want to see the same form while leaving his body. So this is one portion, and then in this verse there is another line that Bhishma Dev said that all the soldiers and persons, not even Bhishma Dev, all the soldiers and persons on the battlefield of Kurukshetra attained their original spiritual forms like the Lord after their death, because by the causeless mercy of Lord, they were able to see him face to face on that occasion. What Bhishma Dev is a Mahajan. So what he's saying is 100% correct. Because we have 12 Mahajan, one of them Mahajan is Bhishma Dev, is saying that anyone who left their body and they could see Krishna face to face, they got their spiritual form. Because Krishna was personally present there. Doesn't matter that whether that person is on Kaurava side or person is Pandava side. But Krishna is equal to everyone. See this. Some people say that Krishna is only favorite devotee, not to the other people. But here, same opportunity is given for everyone. Equal opportunity. Everyone, they can see Krishna and they can leave the body and they can go back home, back to God. Here later Prabhupada says that the condition shows rotating in the evolutionary cycle from aquatics up to the form of Brahma, or all in the form of Maya, or the form attained by one's own actions and awarded by the material nature. So we have 8,400,000 species of life from aquatics up to Lord Brahma. All these forms are of material forms. And how we get these material forms? By our own actions, by our own karma. And who gave these forms? Maya. Material nature gives these forms. These 8,400,000 species of life, they are different dresses that we can actually get it in this material world because of our karma. And they are awarded by the material nature. And these all forms are foreign dresses because they are not our original form. It's like a covering on us. So suppose, like if we have this body. On this body we put different dresses. Sometimes we put like this, kurta. Sometimes we put something else, coat or something else like that. So different dresses are there. That's why Prabhupada says that these material forms that the conditioned soul takes, they are all foreign dresses. But when we become liberated from the clutch of this material world, material energy, we get our original spiritual body. We all have a spiritual form, a spiritual body. But once we get free from this material contamination, when we get free from this material form, then we will basically get this spiritual form. So here Prabhupada says that the impersonalists want to attain impersonal Brahman effulgence of the Lord, but that is not at all congenial to the living sparks, parts and parcels of the Lord. So here Srila Prabhupada saying impersonalists, they are only interested in spiritual suicide. They just want to merge into Brahman effulgence. They just want to merge into Brahman effulgence. They are not interested in having a form of the form in the spiritual world. They get merged into the Brahman effulgence. So then later, like Prabhupada say that a spiritual form like the Lord's with two-handed or four-handed is attained by the devotees of the Lord either in Vaikuntha or Golok planets. So in the Vaikuntha planets, Lord, like we get four-arm form as Lord Vishnu. Like we see, like when Ajamila was leaving the body, at that time when he chanted Narayan, so at that time 4 Vishnu Dutas appear, and their description is given there that they have four-arm form. They are carrying Chanka, Chakra, Gada, Padma, like that. They are carrying that thing, right? So this form is basically available in Vaikuntha. In Goloka planet, where Krishna's original form is there, which is two-arm form, so we get two-arm form over there in Golok Vrindavan. That's why Prabhupada says that two-handed or four-handed is attained by devotee either in Vaikuntha or in Golok planets, according to original nature of the soul. Whatever our original nature is there, we'll get according to that. This form, which is 100% spiritual, is the Swarupa of living being. This is called Swarupa. Swarupa means your original form. Swa, your own, and Rupa is your form. And all the living beings who participate in the battlefield of Kurukshetra on both sides attain their Swarupa. Here, Srila Prabhupada is very clearly saying, all the living beings who participated on the battlefield of Kurukshetra on both sides attained their Swarupa as confirmed by Bhishma. So Lord Sri Krishna was not merciful only to Pandavas, he was also merciful to other parties because all of them attained the same result. Now somebody might say that how this is not, why Krishna is giving everyone the same result, even though some people are favoring Krishna, some people are not favoring Krishna. But this is Krishna's nature. Anyone who comes in contact with Krishna, they will get the result. Anyone who chant holy name, knowingly or unknowingly, you will get the result of the chanting holy name. If somebody chant holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, while even sleeping, you are not aware, but you will get the benefit of chanting holy name. Even a person who don't know what is the meaning of the name, Srila Prabhupada said that it doesn't require for us to understand what is the meaning of the mantra is also. Even Prabhupada said that even a dog and a child can take part into the chanting. Even a child or a dog, if they can chant, they also get benefit. So that is the main important point is that here, that everyone got the same result. Bhishma Dev wanted the same facility also. He's also saying that I also want to go back home, back to Godhead along with in the spiritual world. And that was his prayer to the Lord. Although his position as an associate of the Lord is assured in all circumstances. Srila said that Bhishma Dev is already an associate of the Lord. Bhishma Dev don't need to actually offer this prayer to get this the spiritual form. He's already an associate, but still he's requesting, Lord, please give me the same facility. Please give me the same facility. Now Prabhupada in the last line is giving in the conclusion. The conclusion is that whoever dies looking on the personality of Godhead with or within or without, either inside or outside, attains his Swarupa. That's the same thing what Prabhupada, like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Anta kale cha mameva smaran muktava kalevaram ya paryati samadbhavam yati nastyatra samshaya, which is the highest perfection of life. That's why like even Sukdev Goswami says, Etavan sankyogabhyam swadharma parinishthya janmalabha parapumsam ante narayana smriti. Etavan sankhyoga means the perfection attained by the Sankhya Yoga, or Swanishtha means like your own prescribed duties. The ultimate perfection is that a person remember Narayan or Krishna at the end of his life. If we can attain that position, if we can meet Krishna at the end of our life, then our life is 100% successful. That is the goal of this life. If we are not able to get that in this life, we have to come back again. Example is Bharat Maharaj. In Srimad Bhagavatam, King Bharat, he was a great devotee of the Lord. He was practicing wonderfully the bhakti. But what happened at the end of the life? He remembered deer. He became deer. That is a great lesson for all of us as a devotee. That do not take any chance. Do not take any chance to divert our attention at the time of leaving the body to here and there. We should make all our efforts to remember Krishna at the end of leaving your body. Ultimately, it's in Krishna's hand. We can make our efforts, but ultimately it's in Krishna's hand. But we should not become loose in that. Srila Prabhupada said that this is a wonderful opportunity. This is in this lifetime, make a goal to go back home, back to Godhead. Don't wait for next. So we have to do all our efforts for the final exam that we have to give. All of us has to give this final exam. All of us, we have to give this final exam that at the time of leaving the body, we should try to remember Krishna. Srila, one of the very personal prayer of Srila Prabhupada is that this from King Kulshekhara's prayer, where he is praying that Krishna, right now my body is good, my body is healthy. I don't have any disease or any kind of things. I don't know what's going to happen at the time of death. My all Vata, Pitta, Kapha, air, bile and mucus, they will all become imbalanced. Because of that, my heart, my throat will choked up. I will not be able to chant your name. I might not be able to remember you at that time. So right now, at that time, my body is healthy, my mind is sound. Let my mind enter into the lotus feet of yours and let me leave the body. Let me go back home, back to work. That's all. So the point is that we should try to remember this. We should try to remember Krishna at the time of leaving the body, and we should make all this arrangement. That's why devotees leave their house and go to the Vrindavan, Mayapur, Jagannath Puri, those dham. Why? Because there is an ample opportunity to remember Krishna at the time of leaving the body there, rather than home. That's why this is the opportunity we have in this lifetime, in the human lifetime. This is the opportunity that we can take advantage, that if we can remember Krishna at the end of our life, then there will be no more birth. We will not come back again. So this opportunity is in our hand. We should try our best and then leave up to Krishna, that we should try to remember Krishna at the end of living, at the end of our life. Then our life will become 100% perfect. And that's like this particular passing of Bhishma Deva is that emphasizing that point, that Bhishma Deva wanted to focus on Krishna while leaving the body. That's what he's looking for, and that's what he's requesting Krishna. All right, let me stop here and see if anyone have any comments or any questions or any realizations, from anybody's, discussions.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Kevala. Thank you.
So it was very nice, and this whole incident reminds us, what we should do, how we should get prepared ourselves. I have one small question. That's when you said, that the same Leela Lord performs, goes from this universe to other universe, other universe to other universe. So like Bhishma Deva or Arjuna or all these people who came with the Lord, they are from the spiritual world, so those people, they do the same role in the different times, or Lord of Krishna selects different people. I was just wondering about that. Like Arjuna will be all the time Arjuna, or Bhishma will be all the time Bhishma, in every planet, and they do the Leela, or they do different, Krishna selects different person for that.
Well, I haven't seen any reference like that they are, but here Prabhupada says that same Leela continue. So I assume from that, like what Prabhupada said, that same Leela continue with his associates. I assume that Arjuna and Bhishma will go there also, if there is a need for doing Mahabharata. But maybe slight difference, that is, I haven't seen anywhere that where it says that exactly it is happening or different is happening. But what I take from this is that when Srila Prabhupada is saying that same is happening, means Lord is exchanging rasas. Main point is that how Lord is exchanging rasas and how Lord is basically reciprocating to his devotees. That is the main point. Like slight difference is okay, maybe here and there that might be there, but and even if is same, is all is basically because between devotee and Krishna is the rasa which is more important, what is being exchanged. So Lord is enjoying the rasa with Arjuna as a Sakya rasa, and Arjuna is also exchanging similarly with Bhishma Dev like Dasya rasa. So depend upon that. So where there is a need, and maybe there might be some other devotees who can perform the role of Bhishma Dev in the next. Maybe that is a possibility. So I have not I haven't gone through any like place where it says exactly same thing and happen, exactly same people happen. But I assume that they are, yes, Lord is performing similar types of leelas and they are continuing. Their leelas are eternal. Means Krishna leela is going on. Maybe in a different form, maybe same form, but Krishna leela is going on, and devotees are performing, helping Krishna or assisting Krishna in the capacity was Krishna is asking for them. If Krishna is saying, okay, we have to perform this leela, let's go. Like with the like when a president comes, like in a country, from another country, so all his associates, all his secretary and everyone, they just follow the order of the president. What he's saying, doesn't matter that he's going to live same way, different way, it doesn't matter. They just want to perform whatever action, whatever task given to them, they just perform. So that's my understanding.
Thank you. No, I was wondering, if the Bhishma does that's the same role of Bhishma next life also. So he will know most of the things, Maybe Yog Maya Devi must be for making him forget those things, So what is going to happen? What is going to happen? Otherwise, it will be kind of thing, that he knows that Krishna will save me and all those things. Other thing, probably like you said, if you chant Krishna's name, remember Krishna knowingly or unknowingly, it gives this. It will give results, but it will give results in different way. Like somebody chanting unknowingly, that what is the effect, and not know the value of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then his papa will go away, but he will not get other benefits, like a person who is chanting knowingly, that I'm chanting Krishna's name and how valuable it is, So many people just do the arti and different things, routinely, but they don't know, so knowledge is important actually, to have particular knowledge, that what I'm going to get if I chant Krishna's name seriously, otherwise, it will be mechanic. So yeah, we should know that thing, that when we chant, we should really be very, very concentrating on the name, each name, that will really benefit a lot more. Okay, Prabhu, thank you very much. Hare
Yes,
Krishna. Very nice class, Prabhu.
Thank you very much for the blessings.
Thank you very much, Ramcharan Prabhu. Mother Mitravinda has her hand raised, but I just wanted to thank you because I have to get to work. I had the same question that Kaivalya Prabhu had, so thank you very much for answering that question.
Thank you, Mother.
Go ahead, Mother Mitravinda.
Hare Krishna again. Thank you for giving class. I echo the sentiments of the other devotees. Please send my obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I was appreciating, before I state my question, Prabhu's efforts to speak about the importance of not being mechanical. Because, this and mechanical can also relate to the word routine. And I hear that a lot in our circles of aspiring Vaishnavas. Keep your routine. Your sadhana is routine. It's your routine to connect with Krishna. And as Kaivalya Prabhu was saying, this aspect of mechanical or routine, it does not equate, and also my realization, it doesn't equate to what we're trying to do in serving and remembering the Lord, because routine means that your body has fixed a habit. It's a habit, and that habit is what is carrying everything. But that habit is not connected to your soul. It's connected to muscle memory. And muscle memory will fail you at the time of death because everything will release. And if we're not operating from the deeper levels beyond our bodies, then we will not attain the goal as the pure devotees do, and which is our goal to serve in this way and remembering the Lord. It will not serve us because all of these things we're connected to and remembering and leaning on right now, if we're not connected deeper from a spiritual perspective, it'll all be gone because the body won't be there. The body will be finishing and we'll be stuck in this place of limbo without all the things that we want to carry with us. My question, Prabhu, is regards your mention of yoga and Bhakti-Yogis and the mechanical aspects of doing things with the body. And your comment was that it's not relatable to bhakti. And that's regarding the pure devotees. My question / reflection is that in Bhagavad Gita, there's reference to the aspects of yoga from the physical perspective that for many years in ISKCON, we did not deal with or Srila Prabhupada did not guide devotees towards. And there's a shift now in many ways to help people understand various aspects of Krishna consciousness. But there's a reference in Bhagavad Gita to connecting the ingoing breath with the outgoing breath. And in this way, one can remember the Lord. So through breath control, breathing, through pranayama, asana, even those who are drinking, having illicit sex, gambling, and having other intoxicants and eating meat, they can be helped through this. And I'm saying this because the pure devotees are always thinking of Krishna, no matter what. But we have to get there. And then there are those who are not even practicing as we are, who can get there by means of these practices of pranayama and asana. And sometimes, they take it in a frivolous way. But if they're guided by someone who has a connection to the path, they can actually get to beyond their bodies and the spandex and the poses that everybody likes to see. And I wanted to reference that in terms of Bhakti Yoga, which is the yoga of devotion, the yoga of love, and the process of learning that is based on service, care, love, devotion. But Krishna is so kind and tricky as Tribungi that he gives us these different ways and different avenues and different flavors. Even in terms of kirtans, there's mild kirtan, there's horrific kirtan that energizes, and there's melodic kirtan, and so many different varieties of everything to include tastes that he has that we can receive in prasadam, that there's so many different ways around and so many different ways that people can come in and be attracted. And I wanted to say, would it be better, my guru practiced this, to share in as many ways as possible to attract the bee, and sometimes flies like sweet things too. So even if it's a fly, we want to attract that fly. But these aspects of mechanicalism in the body, for the body aspects of yoga, can also help those who are suffering come to the understanding that this is for them too.
Yeah, so yes, whatever you said is is very important point. My understanding is that it depend upon Madhyama Adhikari. So if we have Kanishta Adhikari, Madhyama Adhikari, and Uttama Adhikari. So generally you are saying about people who are preachers. So can they actually use different techniques or different ways to attract people, right? So it's up to that. Like, see, every preacher has their own unique style. Like, so as in Krishna consciousness, we are, Srila Prabhupada said, we are all preachers. We are all preachers of Krishna consciousness. So every one of us can actually do our efforts to bring people to Krishna consciousness, and depending upon time, place, and circumstances. So that is up to that person, which area and what they are more comfortable, and which like to whom they want to attract. And also, but I would say that that person, whoever is basically want to bring people with different techniques, like that, other than direct bhakti. Direct bhakti is Shravanam Kirtanam. When you're doing hearing of the holy name and chanting of the holy name and hearing Krishna Katha, this is called direct bhakti. So except direct bhakti, if you are doing any other techniques, I would say like that person who is basically engaging in that should basically consult with his guru or his Shiksha Guru and discuss, and then go for that. Because like all those other things are basically work or might not work, but they definitely need blessings from the great devotees. So if Srila Prabhupada used to bless, okay, you do this and then it will be wonderful. So if we get blessings of the great devotees and we go for that, then it will be much better. Because I would like to say that, like, if I'll go on my own and try to find different techniques to bring people to Krishna consciousness, it might work, it might not work, depend, but if I get blessings from senior devotees, if I get blessings from my guru that this is what I want to do it, this is what I'm trying, then definitely I'll whether I get success or not, but because I have blessing of Krishna. So except then direct bhakti, if any other method we are using to bring people to Krishna consciousness, we should basically work under the guidance of a senior devotee or guru. That's my understanding of it.
No, this is perfect, Prabhu. I love the way you keep it relegated to Srila Prabhupada's word, instruction, Guru Sadhu Shastra. And what you said is actually perfect. And it's actually what we hear Srila Prabhupada say, what he has said. And my guru followed that and Srila Prabhupada's words, and he was instructed to use whatever he had available to help souls come to Krishna consciousness. And my guru, Bhakti Swami, gave that to me very early on. And I'm after more than 30 years trying to practice Bhakti Yoga, putting efforts to understand it deeper, even through the struggles of whatever. I'm now a yoga teacher certified, but I've been practicing it for more than 30 years and trying to learn Bhakti Yoga. And so I use those aspects of Shravanam Kirtanam in my class, because that's the difference between the body stuff and the gymnastics and actually doing Bhakti Yoga. And I'm grateful for the association of yourself and your family over these many years, and hearing this class to further inspire me along with my guru's continued inspiration, even not on the planet, and Srila Prabhupada's inspiration. So thank you very much for giving me further reflection for service. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much for your association and coming. Thank you very much. Anyone else have any other question or comment before we end for today morning? All right. So thank you very much all for joining. So we're going to end now, everyone. So have a wonderful, nice Krishna conscious day. Vancha kalpatarubhascha kripa sindhubhevacha patita nam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Anant Kodi Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanande.
Hari Hari Bo.
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji.